Wellington manager Danny Wakeling after a 5-3 win in SCEFL Premier against Guildtown. Dan, at half time I was getting ready to say, go for the interview. I thought we could have been 6-7-0 up at half time, and it was going to be like, just see the game out, great performance, move on to the next week. But after the first 5 minutes of the second half, I'm guessing you're not very happy.
No, first half was brilliant. We was intelligent at half time. We raised our voices at the right moment, just to make sure people were switched on. We asked the right questions. They took ownership for the situation that we were in and what we wanted to handle for the first 15 minutes of the half. It was sort of the same second half, I suppose, as last week. Erith Town sort of come out the trap slower, in control of the game. You've only got to play percentages and fill in your spaces and stop. You can deal with a long ball and turn it back round the other way for 10-15 minutes, and then they have to twist again, don't they? Because they changed shape twice in the first half. They started with a 3-5-2, went 4-4-2, and after that you're thinking, what more can they do? Well, they can walk into a Wellington that decides to be on the sun lounger for 10 minutes. That's what they did. So very disappointed with that. But to the boys' credit, the changes we were able to make, changes up a gear and not just shut the game down, changes up a gear, and that man Carl comes off the bench again, doesn't he? Puts another one in the back of it. 3 goals he's got. In limited game time.
Going back to the first half, Joel, they couldn't handle him, and they couldn't handle any of us because our movement, our play, the way we were passing the ball, we were being, it's like you say, get the ball, play with purpose. We were doing that in the first half. We had willing runners everywhere, and they didn't know what was going on because they just couldn't handle Joel, and he got a hat trick. So first of all, I mean, fair play to the big man.
Yeah, I'm aware that some people sort of, what's he bringing? What can he do? He's played various places. What's he going to bring? He's now fit. He's injury free. He brings people into the game, and he's also a nuisance, and he's a presence. And centre halves are, they were intimidated of him, so he put himself about all within the rules of the game. That's what he brings. And I'm not saying he's going to get a hat-trick every week, but as an all-round 9, he's as good as it gets, I think, in our league when he's on his game.
And Jack made 2 saves in the first 2 minutes of the second half as well, and then they scored 2 goals in the next 2 minutes, and their bench have gone a bit hoo-ha, and started giving it a little bit. And
bless him.
What was it, 40 seconds later, they have to pipe down a little bit because we've scored a 4th. And then they've scored again, and literally in the last seconds of the match, normal time, their guys poked it 6 inches wide. I'm almost pulling my hair out. At the same time, we're having 2 or 3 chances to score as well. What is going on in your mind on the bench when stuff like this is happening?
At that point, I tried to stay as calm as I could, because when we went 4-2 up, to be fair, he deserved a little bit back, so we got it. You've got to be careful, haven't you, when you open up and you're not in front of the game.
Too early, and I think that's
but perhaps his behaviour there sort of indicated to his players that they were okay and they relaxed, and then we went straight down the other end and popped one in the back of the net.
But how disappointed, bearing in mind that their guy was through, got a toe poke on one almost in the last minute. It's 4-4 if that goes.
He's got to score. He's got to score.
But if that goes 4-4, considering we've bossed the first half with 3-0 up.
Yep.
How would that how would you try and work out what's going on in your mind?
It's best if I don't. It's best if we accept what we got from the day, and it's best if everyone walks away from football today with their ears intact to the side of their head. I think that's the best way to look at it. And in fairness, when we brought Carl on, we was able, as they were pushing up, he was brought on for Joel. We didn't need to soak the ball up. It was play it forward and get him in. And to be fair, I think Adam O'Neill rolled Luis in the left-hand side and put him in a one-on-one situation when Carl had already split through towards the penalty spot. He needed to be found quicker, better, earlier, and then the sort of third, all the goals they scored, and the 4th that they could have scored wouldn't have happened. So, not just defensively, at that moment there as well, pick the right pass a bit more often, and you put the game to bed a bit earlier. But the positive out of it is we took an 8 count, if you like, and we didn't hit the canvas, and we finished strong.
First half time, we looked a force at this level.
That is mustard.
A recognised side at this level.
Yeah.
And as I say, they just didn't have a clue. They were chasing around. We had bodies flying everywhere. We passed it superbly. We had. I looked on 14 minutes. We should have been 4-0 up.
Yep.
And to start like that and to boss the first half, it must give us a good platform to work on. That if we can eradicate the switching off at the start of the second half and losing our heads and thinking we're on the sun lounge or somewhere, that we have got something really decent that's growing and building.
Yeah, and in a short space of time, so to cap the day off down there, we did the cool down and the chat out there because it's there's no windows in the dressing room, so everyone's a bit warm and a bit aerated. They've come a long way in a very short space of time, and they were strangers 8-9 weeks ago. Everyone was a stranger, and we're still bringing in a couple and weeding a couple out as well. So we will have them moments, I guess, just natural. But the more moments they have like that in a short space of time, and they can overcome them, showing they can deal with a bit of adversity, the stronger they'll be in the long run. So we could go out there and want to pitch perfect game. Sometimes it's best to have that sometimes, get a bloody noser sometimes, and dig in and find another way to go and stick one back on the opposition. And they'll be better for these moments, some of these players. They really will. So they've already been in the trenches a couple of times, and they've got themselves out of it, and they've won the replay against Sheriff Town, and they've got those 3 points today. They deserved it over 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they'll put it on us a bit in the second half. There was I wouldn't say we folded, but we weren't as strong. We weren't as resolute for that first 10-15 minutes. But that's how they'll learn. They'll learn from their errors, and they'll also, if a couple of players do that too often, they'll just be out the side and someone else comes in. They've seen the revolving door already. So those who want to play out here, want to take instruction on and go and apply the instruction, they'll stay here and they will learn the lessons, and we will be stronger for it. But for the neutral, that's not a bad game of football, but for us in the technical area, that was a horrible second half.
And actually, we'll go back and talk about the goal, our fourth goal, because it was a great time to score. It made them be quiet.
Yeah.
And it calmed everyone down in the ground, it calmed our players down, and we still had to do the business, didn't we? We still had to put it on, stick it away.
Yeah, it calmed everyone down apart from me. That's the first time you'll probably, and hopefully the last time this season, you'll see me sort of chip a little bit back, because he tried to stick it on a couple of younger lads around us, and I thought, no, we're not having that. So as soon as Adam poked the ball in an empty net, it's free for all, isn't it? That was the only moment I sort of lost a little bit of composure. But it was a good response to going to almost swinging the game the other way and then going well in front again. Good response. I am proud of the players for the win. It's now, was it 4 unbeaten? So we can now start talking some numbers. There's a couple of wins back to back. The draw at Sheriff Town at the end of the day, that's not a bad draw, even though we should have won the game. Well, but by being gifted a 2-0 lead, you've got to see that out. But I could take a lot of positives out of the last 4 games, if I'm honest. A lot of positives, and there's a real collective camaraderie starting to kick in. You can see it in there. You can really see it. And we're bereft of a few players today, but the lads that have come in want to put that green shirt on, and they want to do what's required, and they want to go out there and win games of football, and they want to do it for each other. So we're already building that kind of spirit down here. So the lads are good. They're in a good place, and they'll only get stronger for today. I need a couple of pints to calm down. I've got to be honest with you. I don't want to speak to anyone for about 20 minutes, but they will be far happier for having been in a bit of trouble and finished very strong. Great goal at the end by Carl again, though. Come on, great goal.
It was a nice moment, wasn't it? I mean, sort of that they were deflated completely, and we were deflated for another reason. Where we've actually, we've done it. Let's put that to bed. But at the end of the day, the only thing that counts is 3 points. What I was going to say, for me, over the last 3 matches, for large periods of each game, we've looked the better team, and that must be pleasing for you. That when you look out there and you see you're clearly on top, that you've got a lot to work with.
And we're strengthening the attacking department as well. So, Lewis has come in and made a big difference. We're not sort of beginning of the season. I think a few people think we could be reliable on one person to put the ball in the back of net. You can now see they're coming from all angles, which is better. Again, that takes time to develop. We're hoping to bring another player in that can probably add a few more goals to us as well, to be honest with you. So they're going to have to work. Some of these boys are going to have to work very hard to stay on the ladder. They don't want to drop off. And the more headaches that I have and the management team have, the better the team will be.
Next up, Danny, is FA Vars away at Arundel.
Yep.
I understand there's going to be a bit of a pre-match going on, so a good chance to go and play against the side from Sussex at a similar level.
Yep.
And nothing to fear, but we've got to sort of concentrate and go and do our thing. Yeah,
well now that game is the next one on the chart. We can now think about it. It's done. Our coach is booked, and I think there'll be sort of breakfast down there, etc. And make a day of it, an occasion of it. It's good for someone like Kev to enjoy. For what he's done over the last few years, going to have an away game in the Vars at that stage is good for him. I'll only be thinking of making sure we take the right 18 with us, because we have 7 on the bench down there. At the right 18 down there, we've had them watched. I've had them watched again today, so we'll be prepared. We're doing training on Thursday night, and we'll be attacking that game with relish on next Saturday. We're looking forward to that.
Well done today on the 3 points, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.